our speaker for today. I hope she's not too stressed. I've been disturbing her since. I can see her, trying to fix things. We appreciate you. So over to you, Miss Rose from Adejo.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
I didn't.
Okay, great. So you minimize.
Might call you back.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, great. Sorry, can you see my screen, please?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay. Network freaking. Okay, yes.
Okay. Great. Good evening, everyone. I'm Miss Adejo's Wisdom, and today I'm going to be talking about people and wildlife and why we need each other to survive. So what comes to your mind when you hear about wildlife? Most people think about lions, but some people think about elephants or big animals when really wildlife. So traditionally, wildlife referred to non-domesticated animals, but today, wildlife are known as all organisms that live and grow in the wild. Now, wildlife are found everywhere in every ecosystem, including our environment around our homes in urban areas. And sadly, we have lost about 40%, or we have just 40% of the population of worldwide wildlife left worldwide, and this is really sad. So why do we need wildlife? Do people really need wildlife? So yes, wildlife provides services for humans, and these services are referred to as ecosystem services, which are benefits that people get from nature. Several services like the provisioning services, supporting services, cultural services, and also regulatory services. Now, one of the most persecuted wildlife in Africa, or let me say Nigeria, is the owl. Precisely the barn owl. And why is this? So the barn owl has a peculiar call that is common to people, and they are perceived as witches or having a bad omen and they are highly persecuted. But they actually help to control pests like rodents around the house. So barn owls are nocturnal and they are active at night. So, when a lot of people hear them call, you hear things like Holy Ghost fire, blood of Jesus, people screaming and being afraid. But they actually play a huge role of controlling rodents in our environment. Now, wildlife have also played a role in technological advancement. Now, technologies like the airplane were modeled after the birds and the fishes. The submarines today we have were modeled after the fishes. And by the red on the slide, you can see the bomber jet, which was inspired by a hawk, which is a bird species. So wildlife have contributed a lot in technological advancement for humans. Also, the wind turbine that was modeled after a humpback whale. And also the bullet train that was inspired by the kingfisher. Now, the Japanese engineers noticed that the bullet trains they had a problem with the sound. So it had this boom when it passes through a tunnel. And in a way, it affected the structure of the tunnel. So they were trying to find a way to reduce the boom and the sound of the bullet train. And what they did was to model these new bullet trains from the beak of the kingfisher. How were they able to do this? So the kingfisher, they feed on fish, as their name implies. And can you hear me, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. So as I was saying, the kingfishers dive into the water to hunt with some amount of accuracy, with less splash. So the Japanese engineers used this technique to, shape the front, the nose of the train, which has reduced the boom. The train is now 10% faster. It consumes 15% less energy, and the noise, of course, reduced. But they got this concept from the kingfisher. So that's incredible. Now, another role wildlife play in the environment is the environmental sanitation. And the vultures have also been misunderstood in Africa and many parts of the world and are critically endangered right now. Now, the vultures play a huge role in our environment by cleaning up the carcasses, dead remains on the environment. So if these carcasses are left in the environment, they form spores, bacterial spores, which are in turn washed into the water bodies. But the vultures play this huge role by clearing up carcasses because they feed in groups. So from my next slide, you'll see that in 1 hour, a wake of vulture can clear up carcasses compared to the wild dogs that can do that within a few days. But they're fast as the vultures. But again, they leave rabies and other diseases. And also these carcasses that spread diseases. And these diseases can be washed into the water bodies, affecting us humans. So the vultures have a message for us. So I want to play a quick clip. Sorry, I want to play a quick clip of a message that the vultures have for us.
You're
The screen is not showing.
Hello? Yes, sir. You there, sir? Yes, I know. I have your number saved. Okay, please, can you join? You have the link, or I forward it to you again. Can you just join? We've started. Yes. I'll forward the link to your text message now. Yeah. The bandwidth is low.
Okay, so can you see my screen, please? Can you see my screen now, please?
No, it's not showing yet.
Oh, wow. Okay. Sorry about that.
Can you try again now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So sorry about that. So I was actually trying to play a video. Were you able to get video of the vultures? Okay, so now another role the wildlife play in our environment is pollination services. the bees have also been categorized as one of the most important organisms. Birds also play the role in pollination, so they play a huge, huge role for humans. Now, dispersal services is another role that wildlife plays in our environment. Now, it's mango season, and I'm sure a lot of us love mangoes. And it's possible some of the mangoes you are eating today were dispersed by the monkeys. So yes, monkeys, birds, and other wildlife disperse our fruits and seeds. So they play a huge role in dispersing. Yes, ecotourism is another very important aspect of why we need wildlife. Because people love to travel, people like to go to places, you know, people like to carry out some recreational services, and wildlife in these places have also played a huge role. People travel from wide and near to watch wildlife. So it's another huge role that it plays, that wildlife plays in the environment. And in Nigeria, there are 7 national parks and also many other game reserves found in Nigeria. Yes, so this is Yankari Game Reserve, one of my favorite places in Nigeria. And I'm sure a lot of you should visit Yankari Game Reserve, where you have the Wiki Warm Spring that is warm all day round. Incredible. Yes, so another role the wildlife play in the environment is adding nutrient to our soil. Now, wildlife is so important that even their poop is important to us. Now, we don't, the soil don't only depend on them. Our plants don't only depend on this dung, but also other organisms like the dung beetle depend on this poop. And these benefits are at totally no cost. So wildlife do all this for free. But in turn, what do they get from humans? So this is really a very funny slide. Can you all see my slide, please?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello,
Okay,
we
great.
can see your slide.
Okay, thank you. So towards the left, you see this animal trying to give a helping hand to human, a helpless human. And to the right, this is what humans do in return. So what do humans in turn give back to wildlife? How do wildlife need people? Do wildlife really need people? Sadly, human activity remains one of the greatest threats that wildlife is faced with. Now, how is human now giving back? What are the benefits humans are now giving back to wildlife? Animal cruelty. So this photo on the screen really broke my heart because it's Fajan. It's a technique they do in Thailand and other parts of the world where they train or torture a baby elephant, you know, to make them pierce to it with sharp, you know, tortured mercilessly just to be able to ride on them and to make them submissive to human. And that's really cruel. And in a lot of places, you see people treating animals in very unbelievable ways. So this is how we are paying wildlife back for all the services they render. And it's pretty sad. Roadkills is another challenge our wildlife is facing for humans. People people just drive and they don't care if any organisms or any animal exists. And a lot of animals are dying from roadkills. Killed. Another challenge wildlife is faced with is habitat loss. Now, a lot of their habitat is being threatened as a result of deforestation, urbanization, and agriculture. And all this is largely due to increase in human population. Now people are clearing their habitats for buildings. People are clearing their habitats to farm. And the problem with this is, we are fragmenting their habitats, and destroying it and making them the proximity of wildlife to humans very close, which is really threatening their survival. So it's a huge threat wildlife is also faced with. Now, the vultures we talked about that help us to clear our carcasses are at the verge of extinction. Out of 16 of the species of vultures that exist in Africa, 11 of them are at the risk of extinction, and this is very sad. And part of the reason is poisoning, superstitious beliefs. So some people believe that when you have a vulture's head in your pocket, you'll be lucky. That's superstition, which is not true. Vultures, because they have a really keen eyesight, they are able to let rangers in a park do is to poison. They poison a kill, like let's say an elephant, for example, they kill an elephant, poison it. And when this wake of vultures feed, example, can lead to the death of 500 vultures. And this is sad. And with the role they play in the environment by clearing up carcasses to avoid the spread of diseases by bacteria, it's been hampered. So the vultures are suffering because they are being misunderstood. Now, this wildlife, and it's really sad because wildlife is to them. The point we've gotten to that people now have to, guard. And this was the last male northern white rhino that died. Before it died, it had rangers guarding it day and night from humans, which is pretty sad. Another challenge, threat the wildlife is faced with is pollution. Now, this picture paints a perfect picture of what is happening in our environment. So that's a water body where we dispose of our waste, a lot of them plastic. So animals go to the dumpster to feed, ingesting plastic and other waste. This waste in turn go into these water bodies, affecting the wildlife. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we're with you. We can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, great. So to your left, okay, to the left, you can see what this plastic did to the animal. This animal will hardly survive because it will definitely choke to death. And aside animals being harmed, this dump is being washed, affecting animals. Our pollution is also affecting us in a way. So a lot of wildlife is being threatened as a result of our pollution. Now, this picture paints a picture of what is happening in the environment today. Now, you can see the image of the footprint of a bird, footprint of a dog, of a turtle, and then humans. So everywhere, people are polluting the environment, especially with one-use plastic, which is ending up in our ocean, affecting humans, affecting wildlife, and affecting our environment, which is quite sad. So what is the solution? So we've been talking about how wildlife help humans and how we give them back. And from all the threats we've mentioned, what is the solution? What can we do? Now, a lot of what is happening today is as a result of, mindset, attitude, and behavior. And the only way this behavior, so part of what the Better Earth Foundation is doing is to create awareness. So our vision is to see a world where people and wildlife and nature live together in harmony. And part of what we are doing is to create awareness. And how are we doing this? We do this by carrying out school outreach programs for children in elementary schools and pre-elementary schools on conservation and environmental education. And how do we achieve this? We achieve this by training teachers in these schools, because we can't be everywhere at every time. So we train teachers in these schools to manage the clubs, and on the need to conserve nature, wildlife, and the environment. Part of what we also do is to contribute to encourage people to plant trees. Now, wildlife cannot survive without a habitat, whether we like it or not. And we all have a role to play to help provide for humans. So our 343 app is a concept where we put up to encourage people to plant trees. Why are we doing this? We want people to be responsible for the environment. Conservation is not a job for just the scientists. It's not just a job for conservationists or researchers. Everybody allows you to upload pictures of trees you planted. Why do we do this? To help, so people can go through the app and, to encourage others to plant trees. And you don't only plant trees, you get incentives for planting trees. Like the t-shirts I'm wearing. Yes, so you get certificates for planting up to 10 trees. You get the t-shirt for planting 20 trees. You also get a trip to a national park where you plant up to 50 trees. Thank God, the Conservator General, I saw him a while ago. Thank God he's here. And yes, you get a trip to a national park for planting up to 50 trees. We are still working on that, and I hope he approves that later. And also, I want to state that the app is also global, so you can plant trees from anywhere you are using the app. And you upload pictures and the progress of your trees to also encourage others to do the same. Yes, another way we are trying to create awareness for wildlife and for biodiversity in general is through our Bird Wednesday. Now, Bird Wednesday is something we started to create awareness for birds through stories. And we realized that birds are one of the most loved wildlife worldwide. And birds are also creating the window for other wildlife, because when you love birds, you just tend to love nature, So Bird Wednesday which is getting the attention of other wildlife, and people are really getting aware. Somebody told me today, a colleague told me today that he has stopped killing birds because of me, and that was great. And we are happy about that. So this is the Better Earth Foundation team working tirelessly to carry out our mission and our vision for all we do at the Better Earth Foundation. And next is our board of trustees, who have been giving us unwavering support to do all that we do. Yes, and lastly, I really want to say a big thank you to our range the 31st of July day. And rangers, one of the greatest people. But we are watching wildlife in the wild.
Sad, I didn't show you the picture of that.
So we want to say a big thank you.
They're showing the picture of.
Yeah, so we want to say a very big thank
I will not do myself down.
Okay, thank you. So we want to say, I can see our rangers and our boss, our father, the Conservator General of Nigeria, and his and everyone. And we want to say a very big thank you to our rangers and everyone working to protect our wildlife. If not for you, we would be watching wildlife on our screens, on the TV screens today. But because of you today, we can go to the wild, we can go to the national park and watch wildlife in their natural state. So I want to say a huge, big thank you to you. And I also want to enjoin everyone to come out online remotely to celebrate the Rangers on World Rangers Day on the 31st of July this year. I think sometime connected. We need each other to survive. From the smallest ants to the birds to the large mammals, we all need each other to survive. Why? Because we are interconnected. When humans, people, we are family. Because humans are just a higher animal, So we are interconnected, we are a family. And my appeal today to all of us, and the take-home message here, is that please let's all join hands together to protect our wildlife and our biodiversity, and also our environment. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, our resource person, Ms. Rose Wisdom Adejo.
So that's the end of the presentation.
We really appreciate you.
I'll be happy to get your questions, comments.
Okay, I know questions and comments will roll in. If you have questions, you can just use the chat button, send in your question.
Thank you very much.
Okay, while our lead speaker is on, our father joined us, the #1 person when it comes to protected area management in Nigeria, in person of Dr. Goni. Well, I understand he's been having network challenge. I don't know. Sir, can we hear from you, sir? You can unmute yourself and speak to us, sir, if you can hear me. Hello, sir. Seems we have issues with that.
Hello, good afternoon.
Oh, you're welcome, sir. Thank you, sir. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much.
Also, we would like to see your video.
Okay.
We would like to see your video, sir, and you have 3 minutes to give us.
Let me start by. Stop the video. Huh?
Okay, you may go ahead, sir.
Hello, are you seeing me now?
No, sir, we can't see you, but we're hearing you.
Bringing greetings members on this webinar from the National Park Service, and also commending the organizers of this webinar, and to also express our appreciation for at least having the national park in focus. Wildlife management started with an edict passed by Emperor Asoka of India in 250. And since then, the tradition has continued in many different cultures to the present day. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
We're with you, sir. We can hear you. Hello, sir. Okay. I think it's a serious issue with network over there. We would have loved to even see his video. I saw him not quite long ago. He was in uniform and he's really prepared for this meeting. But the network over there is something else. Sir, you are welcome back. Oh. Okay, lead speaker, can you please check the questions? And let's see if we can actually have time to trash some of the questions, because I understand that time is fast going. Okay. Hello, lead speaker. Rose.
Okay.
Hello, can you see the question? I'm seeing one question here. Is it possible to partner with your organization to get trees to plant in our community? We live in Jos North.
I think I'm still having challenges with the network. If maybe I should continue.
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm saying you should check
Yes,
the question.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Go